So this is the home page of the Proteus. It is visible or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the platform. Since you are electronic student, you should know how to use Proteus. Because by using Proteus, what are the things you can do? You can design schematic. This is the schematic. Then you can design also PCB. And in this platform, you can also write embedded system code and can run simulation to see the result. Okay. So these are the things can be done in this platform. So this is a very helpful platform for you. So that's why every electronic student or all students should know how to use this platform. And crack version is available in the internet. I already given the link to download it. Okay. So install in your PC and start practice. Okay. So three things basically we are doing here. First is PCB design, then schematic design, and embedded code, and we are running simulation. These are the four things you can do. So today I will show you how to use this platform to design schematic. Okay. Schematic means what? Circuit design. Schematic means designing the circuit. Okay. So to design circuit, what you have to do? These are the different tools. This is the toolbar, and this is the menu bar. So in the toolbar, you can see one diode and one capacitor symbol is present. One diode and one capacitor. Okay. This is for schematic design. Okay. So this is the shortcut to open schematic design. So just click here. Then what will happen? Schematic capture window will appear. It will take some time. So this is the schematic capture window. Okay, and this is the workspace where you have to design your circuit. This is the workspace. Okay, and here in this window, what you can find, these are the different mode of operation. Just I am putting my mouse here, see, and here this is known as a selection mode. This is selection mode. Then this one is component mode. Op-amp symbol is there. Okay, this is the component mode. Similarly, this is a terminal mode. Terminal means what? Power supply, ground. These are the different terminals. Okay, so you will get that terminal here. Similarly, different modes are there. Okay, so when we will be designing different circuit here, what we will do is, as per requirement, we will be going to different mode. To do now, to select component, you have to click on component mode. Then this option will appear, P and L. Then click on P. Then this is the pick devices window will appear, and in this window, this is the keyword. Here you can type the component name. So I need to control a LED. So I have to type here LED. Let LED. Just I have written here LED. Then this is the list I am getting. This is a very long list. These are the list of the component related to LED I am getting in the result window. Okay. So I am getting how many number of result? 161 result. When just I have typed LED. So if you need one specific LED, I need one yellow LED. So just I will type hyphen and I can write yellow. Okay. Then what happened? See everyone. Just in the result window, only one result I am getting. So this is the required component, and this is the preview window, and this is the component you are getting. This is the LED, and as per the description here, device it is written LED yellow. That means when this LED will glow, then light will be yellow in color. This is the, otherwise just instead of writing the whole word yellow, you can write just Y only. Then also it is possible. See, just I am typing Y. Then also in the result window, I am getting only one component. Okay, and here you have to check the preview window whether this is the component you are searching for or other component. Then by just seeing the preview, component preview will able to recognize whether this is the component you need or other. Let I want one red, then just type LED hyphen red. Again I am getting the only one component. Okay, this is the component I am getting. So let I will take one yellow for you. And how to select this component? Now just double click on this component, double click, okay, and see this component is just appear in the list. Okay, so see everyone how to select a component. Again I am repeating, what you have to do is you have to go to the component mode, then click on P. This is the component mode of Ansible. Click on this, then go to P, then type the component, which component you need. I need one LED, so I will type LED, and which color, hyphen that color. So let I want yellow, then just I will type Y, hyphen Y. Then this is the component, this is the list, and this is the preview of the component. So to select this component, what you have to do? My list of the selected component is empty. I can remove this one here. Let there is no component. Okay, so delete, then P, then the component LED hyphen Y, and this is the result. To select this component, what you do? Double click this. Okay, so this component is selected here in the list. It is appear. Then what I need? I need one resistor to protect this your LED from high voltage. I need one resistor. I have to use this resistor in series with the LED. So let I want one resistor having value 220 ohm. Okay, what is the unit of resistance? Ohm. So here ohm means you have to type R. Okay, R means ohm, kilo ohm means K. Okay, kilo ohm means K, and ohm means R. You have to type R. So just I have written 220 R. Okay, so in this case this is the long list. You can see in the result how many number of components in the list it is appearing. Now 324. So this is a very long list. To find that 220 value, 220 ohm resistor, it is very difficult. Okay, so that's why what I will do. Now in the category, just below that one category option is there. So go to that category, and this component is falling under which category? Now register. So select registers. Now the list is short, and now component, how many number components are there? 31. Okay, then register are having different size. 0.6 watt, this is the smallest one, then 2 watt, 3 watt, 7 watts. Okay, so what if wattage value of the resistor will going on, size of the component will also going on. So for this embedded system we need very small components, small. So I will take the smallest component. Which one? This is the smallest one, 0.06 watt. Okay, so here what you have to do, after typing the register value, go to the category, select register, and from the subcategory, what is the size? So this is the smallest one I am taking, 0.6. If you need 2 watt register, then take this one. So here in the list only one I am getting. So I will take the smallest one, 0.06. Then this is the component, and this is the preview having 2 terminals. Okay, now I will double click to select this. Okay, and I will take also one switch here to control the LED. Okay, so switch, just type the different types of switch are there, like SPST, single pole, single pole, double throw, SPDT, then double pole, double throw, DPDT, different switch are there. So I will take one SPST switch. Okay, so just type SPST. Okay, and this is falling from the category. You can select switches and relay. Okay, this is the category, and from the subcategory you can select switch also. Then only again here same number of component appearing in the result. Okay, so these are the result. Now see the preview. This is a push button switch. Okay, you can see from the preview. And second one is one SPST. This is the switch we are using every day in our home to control fan and light. This is the symbol SPST. Okay. Okay. Then next one is another switch. Okay. This is momentary action and this is your latched. What is the difference between latched and momentary action? Latched means once switch will be on, it will be remain in that state as long as you want. If you change the, you will again operate the switch, then only state of the switch will change. But momentary means as long as you will be keeping that switch pressed, then that switch will be in that state. But once you will remove your hand from the switch, then again it will return back to its normal state. Okay, this is the difference. Okay, so here we will take one latched one, this one second one. Okay, latched switch means when you will press, it will be remain pressed. Okay, after releasing your hand also. Okay, I will take this one. So these are the three components I am taking for this project.
Hello, sir.
And here what I will do, just I will take the LED first. So just click on LED. And this is the orientation of the LED, it is appearing. This side is anode and this is cathode. You already know now, diode terminal, how many terminals one diode has? Two terminals. One is anode and another is cathode. If you see the symbol here, cathode side, there is a bar is present, that is a cathode. And I want this LED orientation to be horizontal. This is vertical, but I want horizontal. Okay, so that's why here you are getting to rotate this LED, okay, clockwise and counterclockwise. So just rotate this LED to get the appropriate orientation, in which orientation you want to use. Okay, so this is the orientation I want. After getting the appropriate orientation, what you have to do is just click on this workspace. This is your workspace. Okay, here you have to design your circuit. So click once here, then this component will appear here. Okay, so this is the component. Okay, so just click on the component, then preview will appear. Then after getting the right orientation by rotating clockwise and counterclockwise, what you have to do now, just click on this workspace. Then this component will appear on the screen, and this component will move along with your mouse. When you move your mouse, it will also moving on the screen. And at what location you want to place it, just click at that location. Here I want to place this one. So just click, then component will be placed. After placing the component, if you click again, that component will be again, it will be placed, appear and appear. So that's why to release this component, what you have to do, just press escape key from the keyboard. Okay, and if you don't need this component further, just click on arrow to deselect it. After placing the component, if you don't need in further, then what you have to do, just click on this selection arrow, then this component will not happen. Now here I am clicking here on this workspace, but it is not appearing. And if you see, this component is looking very small. Okay, so that's why your zoom in and zoom out option is given. Okay, so here I will zoom in and I will increase the size of the component. Now see, this component is not appearing, it is just away from the screen. So to adjust the screen, what you have to do, this is the screen actually, this is the screen. Okay, to adjust your screen, just click on the screen. I will click on a screen, and after that I will move my mouse. Screen will be locked once you click on that screen. Okay, then it will move along with your mouse. After getting the right orientation, okay, right position where you want, just click again on the same screen. Just click on here again, then it will be released. Again, if you want to just adjust the screen, what you have to do, now again click here and move your mouse, and after getting the right orientation, then again click on that is here. Okay, again click here, then that component will be released. So this is the component, this is your, this side is your anode and this is your cathode. Okay, and you already know this LED is nothing but, what is the full form of the LED? Who can say? Anyone?
Light emitting diode.
This is a light emitting diode. So this is falling under diode family. Okay. So diode basically for what purpose it is used? In which way diode works? In which way it allows the current flow? Only unidirectional from anode to cathode in normal condition. Okay, normal diode. If it will be G0, then there will be reverse also. Reverse current will be breakdown after breakdown. Okay, what we are talking about the normal diode. Okay, so here diode, this is the anode and this bar side is cathode. And when this anode will be positive with respect to cathode, then current will pass through this diode and it will start to emit light. This is the your working principle of this diode. Okay, so to on this LED, what you have to do now? This anode side should be at higher potential compared to the cathode side. So you have to supply voltage here. So where will get from where will get the voltage? Now here just come to the your mode of operation. There are different mode of operation. One of the mode is terminal mode. You can see when I am just putting my mouse in this mode, name of the mode is appearing here. This is terminal mode. Here you will get different terminals like input terminal, output terminal, like this, then power supply, power, then ground, like this. So here in this project we will be requiring power and ground. So I will just click on power and this is the symbol of the power. Here power means how much voltage? High volt. Okay, in this platform, this is VCC, you can say VCC, supply, collector supply, okay, or VDD, drain supply. Okay, so this is the supply, power supply. So since we are talking about the electronics component or IC, so most of the IC requires 5 volt. So that's why here when you take power, this terminal, this is your preview, and this is the orientation I want. So that's why in the same orientation, I will just click on the screen. Then this component is moving along with my mouse. Okay, I am moving my mouse and it is moving here. Okay. Now what I will do? Now where I want to place, I will click there. Let I want to place here. I will click there. And I don't need this component again. So that's why what I will do? I will go to this mode of operation and click on arrow. This is the selection mode. Then this component will be deselected. Okay, it will not appear again when you click here. Okay, then what I will do? I have to then I will take ground also. Your cathode side, this side should be grounded. So that's why I will take ground and I will click here. Then I will go to this side and I will place here. Okay, and I don't need this component again. So that's why I will click on arrow, and now I have to establish connection from this power supply to the anode and cathode to ground. Okay, so from where will get wire? This is very important. Here you are getting one what? This is line, not wire. This symbol here, this is not wire actually. Okay, this is line, this is not wire. So where from where will get wire? Now when no component will be selected, by default your wire will be selected. So देखो, I have not selected any component. Now what I will do? Just I click on here, and then automatically wire has been appearing here, and I will just click on this end of the anode. Okay, so it is connected. See what you have to do. Now when no component will be selected, what will be selected at that time? Wire. By default selection is wire. Okay, so just click on arrow. Then now which component is selected? Wire. So from between which 2 points you want to establish connection, between that 2 points just click and move your mouse through the path which you want to take the wire. Okay, I am taking this, and after reaching to the point where you want to end your connection, click there. So now this VCC is connected to anode. Now again repeat the same process. Cathode, I will just click on cathode, then I will move the mouse through which I want to take this wire, then I will click here. Okay, so this is the connection. Now see, this LED is connected to VCC and your anode is connected to VCC 5 volt and this cathode is connected to ground. So now this diagram is complete. That means this anode is at higher potential compared to the cathode. This is at ground and this is at VCC. Now we have to see whether this circuit is working or not. How to see? Now you have to run simulation. Up to this, is everyone clear how to select component, how to place it, and from where you will be getting power and ground, and how to establish connection between the 2 points. Everyone is clear up to this?
Sir, earthing part, can you explain once?
Which part?
Sir, earthing.
This is not earthing, this is ground actually. Okay?
Yeah, ground.
So ground from where you'll get? Let delete it, okay? This ground, okay? Let I deleting, okay? Go to the terminal mode. Here, this is the terminal mode, okay? Terminal means what? End of the circuit, okay? So power supply and ground, chassis, these are the terminals of the circuit, okay? So you just you are here in the component mode. Go to the, when you need power supply or ground, go to the terminal mode. Then these are the component you are getting here. So from the, okay, then the select ground, then just place the component. How to place the component you already know, na? Click on here. Then
Yes, sir, I got it.
Yes, and click on the screen. Then go to the location where you want to place it. So I want to place here. Then click on arrow to deselect it. Then where is default selection? So that's why from cathode to this ground I want to connect. So that's why I'll click this ground. Then move your mouse through which path you want to take the wire. Okay. Then after reaching to that your end, again click there. Then this is the end of the connection. Okay. So this is our circuit. Okay. Now anybody has any doubt? How to place component, how to select component, and how to make connection. Okay. After this is our circuit. Now at the bottom, see, this is run simulation, then pause simulation, advanced simulation, then pause simulation, then stop simulation. These are the 4 options you are getting here. So here, after the completion of your schematic, in this case, what we will do, we will run simulation to check whether our connection is correct or not. Okay. So I will just click on run simulation. At the bottom, everyone just observe here. At the bottom, run simulation, then advance the simulation, then pause simulation, then stop simulation option you are getting. So here just click to start simulation. Then when simulation will start, see this LED, this LED is now on, because this is the principle of operation of the LED. This anode is connected to the VCC 5 volt and cathode is grounded. So that's why this is forward bias. So that's why this LED is glowing. Okay. Now to stop simulation, let you want to modify something here. Okay. If there will be any problem, so as long as this simulation is running, see, this is okay. Simulation is running. Color, which color it is? Okay. So this that means simulation, as long as simulation is running, you cannot modify your schematic. You cannot change modify your circuit. So that's why what you have to do, not to modify anything, you have to first stop simulation. So stop it. Due to any reason, you have just place this your component reverse. Okay, LED is reverse LED. This is the direction. Okay, and this is the connection. What is the result? Just see. Now reverse bias. So that means it should not on. So let us run the simulation again. Now see, simulation is started, but this LED is not glowing because now this LED is reverse bias. Cathode is at higher potential compared to the anode. So that's why it is reverse bias. So it is opposing the current flow through it. So that's why there is no current flow. So that's why LED is not glowing. Everyone is clear? Okay. So let again go back to that your earlier connection. So here actually you can press Ctrl Z. Okay, to undo. Same. So I will press Ctrl Z. So this is the circuit. Now if we observe the circuit, we have no control over the circuit. Okay, as long as power will be supplied to this LED will be glowing. When you will stop power supply, then only LED will glow. I have no control over it. Okay. So that's why let us put this switch here. This is the switch we have taken. So I will just change the orientation by clicking on that your counterclockwise. After getting this orientation, I will just click on the screen once. Then I will take this component and I want to place this component here over this wire. So just click here. Okay. No need to remove the wire, then place this component again, rewire it. Just take the component and just click on this wire, then automatically connection will be established. Okay, this is very easy. What you have to do here, again I am repeating. Now select the component, which component you want to take. Then after getting the right orientation, just click once on the screen. Then component will appear on the screen. Then go to the location or on the wire and click on the wire where you want to put. So here I want to put, so I will just click. So component is placed and connection is already established. So then unselect it. Now let us again run simulation. So start simulation. Now you will see simulation is started, but this LED is not glowing. Why? Because now circuit is broken, path is not complete. That's why current is not flowing. Okay, so that's why LED is off. So let us on this LED. Here you are getting one down arrow and off arrow to control this switch operation. So I will close this by putting by clicking on this here on. So now this switch is closed, switch is on. Now LED is glowing. Let's switch off, LED off, on, off, on, off. Okay, so this is the way you can design your schematic here and can run simulation and see the result. If there will be any problem with this, then you can modify your schematic and rerun the simulation and again observe. If you are getting the expected result, then it is okay. Otherwise, again modify it and run simulation. Okay, clear everyone up to this?
Yes, sir.
Anybody has any doubt up to this? How to design schematic? Anybody?
Sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, when we do new connection on any circuit, then how to be check the connection is good or wrong?
Hello. Yes. New
Sir,
connection
when
means
we that means we are doing new things.
new component. You want
Yes,
to
sir,
use new
new-
component.
Yes, sir.
Let I want to take another LED. Okay. Then I will take first you have to stop simulation. As long as simulation will be running, you cannot place. See, my simulation is running and I have just selected the component. I cannot do anything here. See, I am rotating, try to rotate this LED, but it is not rotating. Okay, so that's why what you have to do first, you have to stop simulation and I want this another LED. So I will just move, rotate it counterclockwise, and this is the orientation. And I want to put here. Okay, another LED here. Okay, now what I'll do is just I'll select this and I'll move this here. Just I have selected that your part and drag that your part just down. Okay, just I have made this space here. Then what I'll do, I will connect this here and the same controller or another switch. Another switch I will take, this one. Okay, so I will rotate it and I will again place it here and deselect it, and I will connect this terminal. See, if you let you want to establish connection from here to here. Okay, I want to establish connection from this end to this end, but here when I am taking my mouse, that your dot is not appearing. Your dot is appearing. Okay, that your square dot, but here from this point I want to start my connection, but here dot I am not getting. So from this to this you cannot connect, from here to here you cannot connect, but from here this dot is coming means wire can be connected. So just click here, then move, and just now dot just appear, click here. Okay, so this is the way you have to do connection. Again I am repeating, in this case let I want to try to establish connection from this point to this point. So but here that your square dot is not appearing, that means you cannot connect from here in this position. So I will do reverse. From here I will connect, I take the wire and connect here. Okay, similarly here from both side you can connect. Okay, so let from here to here. Now two switches and two LEDs, and they are independent from each other. Okay, now run simulation, it is very easy. See, now both the switches are off, so that's why this switch on, this switch on, this switch off, so it is off. Okay, now clear everyone? How easy to design circuit here and see the result by running simulation. Okay, let's stop the simulation and I will make some space here to connect my register. Okay, actually this is a very small LED. This LED is a very small LED. It has capability to tolerate maximum 3 volt. Okay, but how much voltage is exists between VCC and ground? Between VCC and ground, this is your VCC and this is your ground. What is the voltage potential? High volt, na?
4.
High volt, because there is no resistance component. There is no resistor is present between this component. This is directly connected. So across this LED, what is the voltage? Equal to VCC or not? If VCC is 5 volt, then total 5 volt will be appearing between across this LED. But this LED are very small and has capability to tolerate maximum 3 volt. But in this circuit, we have supplied how much voltage? 5 volt. That means if you do this circuit using hardware and you will supply 5 volt, then what will happen? This LED will be fused. It will be damaged. Okay, but in simulation it is working. But when you will do the same circuit using hardware, your LED will be fused as soon as you will just run your switch on, make the switch on. Okay, so that's why to protect this LED from high voltage, what you will do now? We will take this series, this is the resistor. Okay, and you can rotate and get the appropriate orientation. Okay, so this is the horizontal orientation I want. Then I will just click on the screen, then I will connect this LED here, register here, then another one here. Okay, now this what will happen here in this circuit? Now this is the perfect circuit. Okay, now as per our calculation, I have seen this practically. Across 2 voltage, about 2 voltage will be drop across 220 ohm, and rest of the 3 volt will be appearing across the LED. So LED will be in safe zone throughout its operation, so that it will be remain safe and it will be working safely. It will not fuse in this case. So that's why here what you have done, now connected one series resistor, so that voltage will be divided. Here total 5 volt, now 2 volt. This is a, you can say voltage divider circuit. 3 volt is appearing across the LED and 2 volt will be appearing across the resistor, and total 5 volt. Now see, run simulation and see the result. Okay, now both the switch are on, and that's why LEDs are glowing. This switch is off, LED off. This switch is also off, LED off. this on, working. Okay. So if you will not use any series resistor, what will happen? For a moment, this LED will glow with its maximum intensity because 5 volt you have applied. But after some time, it will be fused or damaged. But in this case, this LED will glow with a lower intensity, but it will be remain safe. Okay, clear? Clear about this circuit? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is about LED. Okay. Now in the same circuit, I want to take one motor and connect. What is happening? Let us see. Okay. One LED, one motor. Okay. So how to select component? Now go to the component mode here. Then click on P. Then just type which motor you need. Let DC motor. So I will type DC motor. See, these are the result I am getting here. And just click on the result, and this is the preview. Okay, this is a motor, but I don't need this motor. Only I need the simple DC motor having two terminal. Okay, one will be plus, another will be minus. Okay, so here this is again the preview. I don't need this, and this is we can use. Okay, having two terminal, and this is a simple DC motor. You will see this is the simple DC motor, and this one is again simple DC motor, and it is written active. Active means what? Now, when you will use this motor and run simulation, then it is appear like it is rotating. Okay, so that's why we will take. That means animated view you will able to see animated view when it will be on. Okay, so that's why I will take this, double click to select this motor. Double click, and now see this motor is appearing in my component list. So this is the component I have selected. Then close this. Then I want to take this your motor. Okay, now I will rotate it. Okay, this is the orientation I want. Then click on the screen and put the motor here. Okay, now connect. Establish the connection. Okay, in this case actually we don't need resistor because this is a 12 volt motor. Okay, so I don't need a resistor. So you have to select the component and press delete from the keyboard. This motor part is everyone clear? To change the rotation of this motor, what you have to do? You have to change the polarity of supply to the motor. Now this motor is rotating clockwise because this plus terminal of the motor is connected to VCC and minus terminal of the motor is connected to ground. Okay, so this is the way you can design different circuit here and can see result. If you are not getting expected result, then modify the circuit again and run simulation and see. So this is the way you can design schematic diagram as per your requirement and go on modifying until you get the desired result. Now tell me, how many of you already installed Proteus in your PC? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No? Why? Is there any problem to install? And see here, another thing I want to show you here. See, after the installation, see here, if you correctly install, then this license register to this will appear here. Okay, otherwise in this portion you'll be getting demo. Okay, if you will not properly install, then this here part register to this जो लिखा हुआ है ना, this will not appear. If everyone is getting this what register to this person, then what you have correctly installed. If in this person are getting demo, that means you have not installed Proteus properly. Okay, so you just follow the PDF file. Otherwise, that YouTube link I already sent you yesterday. Okay, that just watch that video and follow and install. Okay, so for the microcontroller project, what you have to do? Now you have to create one project here actually. You have to create a project. So how to create a project? Now go to the file, then new project. Here, let I don't want to save. Okay. Then this new project wizard will appear. Okay, this is the new project wizard, and here in this wizard, what you have to do? First, project name. You have to give the project name. Let project name is test. Okay, for the test, let project name is test. Okay, then this is the project name option. Here you have to give the project name. Then browse and select the location where you want to save it. Okay, at what location of your hard drive you want to save it. Let I want to save it in D drive, and let here in this, let here I want to save it. Okay, so select the folder. So in that folder it will be saved. So this is the path D drive. Inside this Robotics Center of Excellence 2020 folder it will be saved. So here you give the project name, then select the directory where you want to save, then next. Okay, and in this window, what you have to do? Select schematic, whether you need any schematic for your project. Yes, without schematic it is not possible to do anything here. Okay, so that's why we need create a schematic. You have to select create a schematic, and if you are selecting schematic, you want schematic, what will the size of the working sheet? That what space will be what size? A3, A4, A3, A2 like this. If it is a very small circuit, then A4 will be sufficient. Okay, so I am taking A4 size because I will just demonstrate a small circuit. Okay, so next, then whether you need PCB for this project? No, we don't need any PCB. So you have to just select don't create PCB layout. Okay,
Sir, what is PCB?
PCB printed circuit board. Okay, inside every electronics gadget there is a PCB over which your component are mounted. Have you seen the motherboard of the computer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the components are placed on a board or not? So that is the
Yes,
PCB.
sir.
Inside your mobile also there is a PCB on which all the components are fixed or soldered. So here you can also design the PCB of a circuit. Okay. So for this project we don't need any PCB. That's why you select don't create a PCB. Okay. Then next. Then this is very important for the microcontroller based project. Okay. So microcontroller project means it is a firmware project. That means second option from the top you have to select create firmware project. Firmware means hex file. .hex extension file. Okay. That file you want to generate. Okay. So that's why if it is a microcontroller based project, then you have to select the second option from the top, that is create firmware project. Okay. Then if it is a firmware project, then which family of microcontroller you are going to use? Which family? Okay. So there are different family of microcontroller are there, like 8051, 8086, Arduino, then ARM, then AVR. So here we are using AVR. Okay. AVR microcontroller are present in Arduino board. 80 328 is present in Arduino Uno present. If this is the microcontroller family, then from the AVR family, which microcontroller you'll use? So here actually throughout this year session training will be using 80 This is a very popular microcontroller, and it is plenty available in the market also. From the Bhubaneswar you can from electronic shop you can purchase. Okay, so this is the microcontroller 80 and for this microcontroller in which platform you are going to write program? These are the three platforms it is showing. So this is the WinAVR. So that's why I am telling you to install WinAVR. If you have installed WinAVR, then only it will appear here. Okay. So this is the platform. This is the compiler actually. Then after selecting the family, then microcontroller, then the compiler. Next, this is very important. You have to select AVR, then which microcontroller, then which platform and compiler in AVR. Then next, then this is the summary what you have selected so far, schematic and the firmware project. Okay, then finished. Then here you will get two windows. Okay, one is your schematic capture to design the schematic, and where already ATmega16 is selected, and this is the ATmega16. This is the ATmega16 microcontroller, and these are the ports. This is port A, port B, then port C, and port D. These are the 4 ports of the ATmega16. Later on we will discuss how the port. Only today I will demonstrate how you will write program and do run simulation to see result. And this is the source code. Here you have to write your embedded system your code, embedded program. Okay, so first we will design the schematic. So let us take a LED. How to select LED? Go to the component mode and just type LED. Let yellow LED I will take. I already explained how to select it, so that's why I am going fast. So double click to select it and protect this LED. I want one resistor 220 ohm. So 220R I will type, and this is the register family, and this is a small register 0.6. Okay, so this is the eraser. Double click to select it. I am going fast because this thing I already explained. Okay, now let us connect this LED to a pin. Okay, so I will take this LED, I will just rotate this to get the correct orientation. I am keeping the cathode side towards my left. After that I will place this LED. Let to the PA0, pin number 40 of this microcontroller, I will connect this LED. So in front of that pin I will place this. Then your cathode will be grounded, so that's why I go to the terminal mode. Okay, then I will take ground here and I will place ground here, and I will complete the connection. So pin number 40, that is PA0 pin. Pin number 14, what is the name of the pin? 40, PA0. First pin of the port A, PA0. Okay, this is the pin name. Okay. Then cathode will be grounded and it should be protected from high voltage. So this is the resistor I have taken. So I will put this resistor here in between the microcontroller and the LED. So this is my schematic. Just remember my pin, your LED is connected to PA0. Okay. So actually this LED is an input device or output device? Anybody? For the microcontroller, this LED is an input device or an output device?
Output.
Output device.
This is output device because this is the indicator. Okay, this your microcontroller will drive this. Sensor and switches are the input device. So this is a display. So that's why this is the output device. So how will able to drive this output device? Now when this PA0 pin should be declared as output. Actually all the pins, 32 IO pins are getting. In every port, how many pins are there? 8. So how many ports are there? A, B, C, D, 4. So 8 into 4, how many number of IO pins? 32. All the 32 pins are IO pins, can be used as input or as output. Any time, only one way. Okay. So in the program you have to define in which way you are going to use that pin. So in the program, to this PA0 pin, I will declare output. After that, I will drive this. Okay. So that's why let us go to the source code, and here this is the program. So here I will write program. For demonstration, I am not going to explain. Okay, just see how to write program. So here what I will do. Now first I will define the pin. So for defining the pin, I will type DDRA. A means port A. Just see. Okay. Later on, after 3-4 classes, we will be going to write program. So for today, just you observe. This is the demo. How can write embedded system code. Okay. So PA0. This is the pin. So this is the syntax to define this as output. Okay. So this is the output. Okay. and let from the beginning this your LED will be off. That's why what I'll do, I'll write this syntax to make it off. The same syntax, but slight modification is there. PA0. So what will happen? This means this is C code actually. LED off. LED is connected to PA0. So this is off. Now I want this LED to blink. So that's why I will write this program inside the while. While is what? This is the continuous loop. Okay, never ending loop. So inside this, what I will do? Now I will write this syntax port A or equal to PA0 semicolon. That means LED on. This is for LED on.
सर जीरो छूट गया PA 0 होगा.
Sorry. Then what? This is LED on. Then you have to define the on time. Okay. So there is a library. There is a function delay underscore ms to introduce delay in millisecond. So let 500 millisecond. Here I will write 500 millisecond delay. So it will be remain on for 500 millisecond. After that, I will copy because same code I have to repeat for the off also. So here what modification I will do? I will just modify this to end. Then okay. Now this is the code and this is for off. Okay. Now what you have to do? After writing the code, what you have to do? You have to compile. Okay. For the compilation, what you have to do? Now go to the build. Here build option is there and build project. Okay. So click on build project. Then your compilation and building of the project is going on. And this is the output window. Here result will get. Okay. If there will be any error, then in the output window here, you will get the error message. Now in this case, actually you will get one error. So at the output you will get one error because this is the function we are using underscore delay ms, and this function is present in a header file, and that header file is not included in our program. Here this will be port A. It is wrong. It is showing where it is this line. Okay, this is A. Okay. Now and other error what? Implicit, another error we are getting implicit. See, warning, implicit declaration of the function underscore delay underscore ms, because this function delay function is present in a header file, and so far you will see that header file is not included. This is the io.h header file, so I have to include that header file where that function is present, and this is the directory where this header file is present, and name of the header file is delay.h. Okay. So this is the header file I have included. Now again, I have to rebuild and just see the output here. Now this is the compiled successfully. So this program is perfect. Now this is our program and this is our schematic. This is schematic. Now let us run simulation. Start simulation. Now what is happening? This LED is blinking or not? Because you have written for this only to blink this LED. So this is the way you can write your embedded system code and can design your schematic. After then run simulation, and if you are getting expected result, then it is okay. If you are not getting expected result, then modify your code, modify your schematic. So this process will continue, and in this way what you will achieve is, now you will be more confident about the programming as well as your schematic design, and you will actually feel how electronics components work. Okay, so this is like your practical experience. Okay, what is happening? If you see the simulation, here blue means 0, output from this pin is 0, and red means 1. 1 means 5 volt, because this is the digital processor. So output from this pin is 0 or 1. When blue, LED off, because output will be 0 voltage, and when red, output will be 5 volt. So that's why it will be forward bus. Okay, so this is the demonstration how we will be using this platform for the embedded system. training, and previously I already explained how you can use this platform to design schematic for the analog circuit, and this is for the digital. Okay, anybody has any doubt? Okay, if you have many doubt because you have written, this is the embedded system code I have written. Okay, so after
I have
your four classes will be learning to write program also. Okay.
Hello,
So
sir.
for today, this much. Any doubt?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, without a crystal oscillator, how the microcontroller is working, sir?
Yes. Very good question. See, which microcontroller you are taking? 80 mega 16.
Yes, sir.
80 mega 16 is the microcontroller. So this is the microcontroller, and on the board of the microcontroller already one calibrated RC oscillator is present. Oscillator is present already on the microcontroller, and that oscillator has capability to generate your clock up to 8 megahertz. Okay, so that's why now it is running, because here in the program we have not defined FCPU. FCPU means frequency of the CPU. So by default it has taken 1 megahertz. Now our program is running in 1 megahertz. This your what processor, 80 mega processor is running now at what speed, at what clock? 1 megahertz by default, because in our program we have not written or not defined any FCPU. If you are not defining any FCPU, then default FCPU will be 1 megahertz. I am showing you. Just double click on this microcontroller. Then see your clock. What is the clock? This is the RC oscillator. 1 megahertz or not?
Yes, sir.
This clock is 1 megahertz. So by default it is 1 megahertz. So that's why it is running. Without clock, your microcontroller is dead. If your clock will stop working, then your microcontroller is dead. We are also human being. We are also running on clock. Heart is our clock. As long as your heart is beating, this is the clock. We are live. Okay. When heart will stop beating, then we are dead. Similarly, microcontroller, for the microcontroller also, as long as this your oscillator is getting your clock, then it will be running. When clock will stop, then that microcontroller will also stop working. Clear, everyone? If you want to run this microcontroller beyond 8 megahertz, then you have to connect one external crystal oscillator. Look here, two crystal pins are there. Pin number 13 and 12. So between these two terminal, you have to connect one crystal oscillator. Let 16 megahertz or 12 megahertz. So that value having your crystal oscillator need to be connected. Then only that microcontroller will be run at that clock. Okay? Clear? Your doubt is clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Because already a calibrated RC oscillator is present, that oscillator will work up to 8 megahertz. But if in the FCPU, in the program, you will define FCPU will be beyond 8 megahertz, 9, 8 or 12 or 16, maximum 16, this is 16 megahertz support, your 16, 8 megahertz 16 support. Okay? Then you have to connect one external crystal oscillator. Clear? So this is the end of the session.